Welcome to my blog. So you want to see the world. Today we're talking about Barbados. Barbados is a pear-shaped island in the Lesser Antilles archipelago close to South America and comparable in size geographically to the city of San Diego. It is composed almost completely of ancient coral reefs forming terraces around a rocky center. This island is very young, emerging from the sea only about 700,000 years ago. Many of the older buildings are built from coral blocks and unpaved roads from crushed coral, contributing to the visual charm of the historic habitations. In the 1600s, the island was claimed by England, which established plantations to grow sugarcane, a crop that involved slave labor due to the very labor-intensive cultivating and harvesting methods. Thanks to the excellent topography, climate, and soil, the production of cane in Barbados was spectacularly successful, and the island became the central commercial point in the British Empire for sugar and rum. Vestiges of this bygone life can be found all across the island. Most visitors travel to Barbados for its famous beaches and warm tropical weather. These features are truly world-class, but there is so much more to discover and enjoy on this unique island. Here are some things you should know before you go. The climate is tropical, changing little from winter to summer, hot and humid all year round. The length of day versus night changes little as well, with an average of 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night year-round. The eastern shore is always windy as it is windward, and a nice breeze can be counted on to cool you. There you will find the serious waves and jagged shoreline. Swimming in these waters is not for the casual bather. The western shore is calm and leeward. Many pleasure-seeking tourists will only ever see the west side of the island, where lounging on the beach and soaking in the warm azure water is undeterred by wind and waves. On this coast, you will find the beach life as well as expensive hotels, resorts, restaurants, golf courses, and other luxury and pleasure-oriented activity. Oh, and lots of traffic. The south coast is a hybrid, with beautiful beaches that sport more interesting water action, but not crazy pounding waves. The north coast of this pear-shaped island is really just a point, and is what you might call far-flung, a day-long expedition given the indirect road system, although there is the awesome spectacle of foamy waves smashing against rock cliffs. Bajans, shorthand for Barbadians, speak Caribbean, which is essentially English, although American and European English speakers will find it indecipherable, with some colorful slang. The island is a patchwork of roads. In olden days, plantation folk did not need to travel far and did their crop inspections and church-going and neighborly visits by horse. Consequently, there are no direct routes across most of the island, with exceptions being the roads that connect the airport with the major West Coast towns. If you wish to travel anywhere else, you will need to be patient and have your route mapped out before you hit the road. The history of sugar and rum on this island goes way back. There are some extant structures that are several hundred years old. The coral block plantation houses, sugar factories, and windmills are part of the charm and history of this place, and many former plantations are now museums, allowing visitors to glimpse island life in the days of the great houses. There are also vestiges of habitations that were occupied by slave populations, and the history of suffering, rebellion, and freedom is told as well. The sugar and rum industry is the foundation of Barbados's historic prosperity up until the time when sugar became too cheap and plentiful from other sources in the 20th century. Some rum factories are still in operation, making boutique rums. Tours are offered, and there are often product tastings. Touring a rum factory should definitely be on your itinerary. Barbados also has its very own beer called Banks. Barbados has some of the world's most beautiful, pristine, white, shiny beaches because they are built from ground-up coral, sometimes tainted pink with seashells. Lying on the beach or walking along at low tide is a marvelous feeling. Some of the beaches in more populated areas will have shades and umbrella vendors to make your all-day lounging more comfortable. While you are dreaming the day away on your chaise, you will be accosted by vendors hawking rum punch, coconut water, jewelry, and beach accessories. Pocket beaches away from the crowds can be found in less populated areas. You can sometimes have the beach to yourself. The water is delightfully warm, and swimming or lolling about in the gentle surf can be where you spend most of your beach day. And who doesn't want to loll about in warm, clear water? A local activity that my family has practiced for generations is to swim out just beyond the rough and bob in a circle with friends, like a tea party but without the china, to gossip, trade ideas, and watch the land-based activities from a new perspective. My mother, who grew up in Barbados, said the sea heals whatever ails you. Surfing along the East Coast is world famous. There is the Soup Bowl at Bathsheba for the experienced surfer. Kite surfing is also an East Coast activity as the wind is always blowing. For the experienced types, the East Coast is exciting, but some beaches tend to slope dramatically at the beach breaks, and the waves are known to slam the unsuspecting onto the sand with gusto. Bodyboarding is popular on the South Coast. Quality waves are reliable, but can be sometimes fiercer than expected if there's a storm out at sea. It may be difficult to rent a sailboat to captain on your own, but there are certainly lots of opportunities to board a boat with a crew and captain and enjoy the pleasures that accompany the excursion, from catamaran sailing with food and drink to the Jolly Roger party cruise for your pirate experience. Viewing Barbados from the sea is an experience that puts the scale of the island in perspective, if you remain sober enough to see past the edge of the boat. Unfortunately, the reefs surrounding the island have been savaged by human industry. Nevertheless, there is plenty of colorful fish to view with snorkeling gear, congregating around rocks and reef structures. Snorkelers can also view green turtles occasionally. These turtles tend to favor certain locales, and the sail tours will take you there. The tour boat operators feed them, which is why they can usually be found at these spots. Nothing says vacation like palm trees and tropical flowers. You can see these anywhere on the island, but visiting a botanical garden gets you into a lush, naturalistic paradise that is peaceful and beautiful. There are also natural gullies and caves where you can find native as well as imported species. Spending the day in shady groves surrounded by green growies is a treat you should not miss. Tribes of monkeys are protected and curated in some of the parks. Visitors can catch views of them en masse at feeding time. Of course, there are colorful and sweet-singing birds that can be found in any tree or bush all around the island. Caribbean delicacies. There are the usual dishes that one would expect, like jerk chicken and rice and beans, but Barbados does have its own specialties. Pepper pot is a sort of beef stew that can be found simmering on the back burner in most homes. Souse is pickled pork accompanied by steamed sweet potato pudding. Conkies are delicious coconutty cornmeal dessert packets steamed in banana leaves. Cuckoo is Caribbean polenta, sometimes made with breadfruit. Pumpkin fritters are little fried pumpkin dumplings. Barbados macaroni pie is like no other, with flavor and heat and lots of cheesiness. Flying fish are palm-sized fillets that are seasoned, breaded, and pan-fried, and the flavor is mild and sweet, but these fish are seasonal. Barbados coleslaw has lime and turbinado sugar in addition to other flavors. This is not your unfortunate gratuitous tourist slaw that accompanies fish and chips stateside. Coconut vendors are ubiquitous on the beaches and along the roads. You can purchase a coconut with the top chopped off and a straw inserted, or the water drained out and the coconut filled with rum punch. The coconut vendors along the roadside will sell you coconut water in large containers to take home to your refrigerator. Sugarcane juice is rare, but a must-try. It is a dark, sweet, and grassy quaff. Thanks for watching. See you next time.